Good afternoon, and thank you for joining. And this is a special coverage of the Tokyo International Conference on African Development here in Liberia. Is participating. Our country is here with our representation. The President, His Excellency President Joseph Boakai, is here with different members of the cabinet. And we are lucky this afternoon to be in a conversation with the Minister of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Jeremic Matthew Pierre. Good afternoon and welcome.
Madam Press Secretary, good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Just tell us how has it been so far? What is the impression and how is Liberia doing as it relates to our participation here at this conference?
I think it's been good. Since the advent of the Joseph Boakai administration, Liberia has made its way back on the global stage, and I say so because, as we all may know, in the last 6 years, the situation was different. Most of our key partners basically sabotaged with us. You know the experience with places like China that is very keen in enhancing our development initiative. There were abandoned projects and programs. TICAD has been going on for a while. This is the 9th edition. When we look back and want to track how important Japan as a country is vis-a-vis the TICAD initiative, you can do so with pride because you look back and say, okay, we have a Liberia-Japanese friendship hospital. What is the source? Japan. We have the Japanese freeway. What is the source? Japan. We're about to launch the Johnson Street to Freeport Road. What is the source? Japan. We struggle with Ebola. Many nations around the world help us. Was Japan involved? Yes. Japan is the second most important contributor to most of the global multilateral institutions, the United Nations, the World Bank, the IMF. Ranking next to the United States of America in terms of contribution is Japan. So it's a wonderful thing to be in Japan, and particularly to be part of TICAD, because this is something to do between 3 to 4 years, every 3 to 4 years. And it sets the tone for what Japan's engagement with the African continent will be for that period. It therefore makes sense for any country in the world, and now we're talking about Africa, to want to tap on this. It is not just a Japanese initiative. You got co-organizers, the World Bank, the United Nations. They've worked with the Japanese government in organizing TICAD. So yes, I say all this to say, Kura, that this is a very important gathering that any serious country or any serious leader on the African continent will want to be a part of. And we're glad that we came prepared with officials who work are associated with the different sectors that TICAD was covering, and they've been able to represent their country very well. I feel extremely good.
How do you see this on the grand scheme of things, especially so the engagement with the Prime Minister of Japan, our president pushing the arrest agenda for inclusive development? How do you think this is important for Liberia?
It is very important for Liberia because of the different kinds of meetings that we held. First of all, the visit to the hospital, as you know, was very important. Kidney-related illnesses are on the rise in Liberia. One of the many solutions to the issue of kidney problem beyond transplant is dialysis. We managed to have established the first dialysis center at JFK.
Correct.
It is faced with a number of constraints. The continuous breakdown of the machines, they donated about 10. The inability of the team to do regular maintenance and repair Those are all problems. So visiting that hospital afforded the president the opportunity to make a new case. First of all, to ensure that rather than bringing one or two persons to Japan, you take a team on the ground that can train a good number of persons who will take good care of those machines, and also to make the case for additional suppliers of dialysis machines to the country. You were there. You know that following those discussions, there were affirmative actions on the part of the hospital. They committed to working with us to improve the situation. So we look forward to that. You also saw the discussion with TICAD. TICAD is the replica of USIT in America. It's a developmental arm of the Japanese government. Their trademarks, like I said, is already in Liberia. We have the Liberia Japanese Friendship Hospital. We have the Japan Freeway. We will be commencing the construction of the Johnson Street to Freeport Road. So Jacka's marks are already reflected in the country. So we thought we can do more with them. And let me tell you what we did prior to coming. We didn't come here to be running around not knowing what exactly we want. As a team, we broke ourselves down into different thematic areas. And we met at the technical level, developed concepts on the things we wanted to achieve, both from the bilateral perspective and from TICAD generally. So when we met with JACA, for instance, we had a package to present covering the health sector, the educational sector, the agriculture sector, the infrastructure sector, talking about our roads, etc., that we presented. The cost implication of that is a little bit over 100 million. Okay. Because we just didn't want to have a conversation with JACA just in the thin air. So we had a conversation and presented a concrete proposal on what we wanted to do. And of course, the person who has JACA currently was there before. It was during his tenure that we had the Japanese freeway constructed. He reminded us that he's familiar with the country and he knows that Japan has to do more. So I can say to you, for example, that proposal that was submitted will yield good results, right? At the Prime Minister's level, don't forget I said JACA is a developmental arm of the Japanese government.
Correct.
So when you have a proposal to JACA, and then you had an opportunity to meet the head of the country, the Prime Minister, and acquaint him with what you've done already, which was the case, then you know that issue will be confronted from both fronts. And it's almost certain that you will be successful in terms of what they will do for the country. One thing that was very impressive, both in the meeting with JACA and the one with the Prime Minister, the bilateral, is that they are all very cognizant and informed about our development agenda. Because without the president even mentioning, they made reference to the arrest agenda for inclusive development. And they did tell us that their developmental initiative for Liberia will be aligned with the development plan that we have. So then we met the International Financial Corporation, which is the private sector arm of the World Bank. They've done a number of good jobs in our country. We've been building the new Redemption Hospital, the financing came from them. It was a very positive meeting guiding us on what can be done to ensure that we get additional support from the International Financial Corporation in the area of infrastructure, in education, in energy, in rural reconstruction, and all of that. So if you put all of these together, coupled with the different meetings that different sector ministers are having, for example, the foreign minister met with our counterpart here, the Japanese foreign minister. Minister Nuta met with the agriculture minister and eventually the head of the WFP here. Our investment people have been participating in the public-private business partnership forum. So all of these things, if you put them together, there's no more important a mission than where we are.
Certainly it has been. It's been very informative. It's been instructive on how we dialogue to partner with our Japanese counterparts to advance development in our nation. particularly for education. Some of the areas that I have been engaged is from looking and discussing opportunities for K through 12 as well as tertiary education. We have made some quality prospects to advancing education. I had a meeting with the Minister of Education scheduled for tomorrow, and we're going to be advancing conversation around science and technology and infrastructure to our schools, as well as entrepreneurship for our young people, advancing youth development. In that respect, I would say these are promising times for Liberia, and the excitement at which the president has been received and the collaboration and partnership that's been forged certainly will yield some tangible fruits for Liberia. One of the major highlights is the emphasis on science and technology and its role in advancing our society and transforming the way we do education, the way we do business, and the way we drive economic growth. And having opportunities to engage with our counterparts across various sectors, have been engaging not only in the education space, but as you indicated, with all of the sectors that are available on this trip, advancing the Liberia's cause, I think was a big takeaway. But how I see follow-up unfolding is just being targeted immediately after these conversations, communicating directly with your points of contact and, following up when you get back, when we get back to Liberia. It's been instantaneous about it and not waiting to get back home. Start the engagement immediately after the conversation.
Here. Thank you. We've had 4 meetings today, back to back, and I think the conversations are good. Especially, you sit in the room, the issue around women empowerment, because there is no society that progresses without inclusion. And when we talk about inclusive society, you talk about considering everybody, the vulnerable population. And so particularly some of the meetings today was an opportunity for us to talk about the issues that confront women in Liberia, looking at our specific context, and we can see the hope of potential opportunity coming to Liberia, especially the last meeting we had, the second to the last meeting we had today, the chair on education at we will call it the legislature, because just trying to make it look like our context. Right after the meeting, the woman called me, she pulled me back and said, we are interested in the microfinancing thing, to empower more women. So this is the conversation I really want us to have. And, looking beyond it, we're talking about strengthening the social protection system of Liberia. This is something they also do have interest in working with Liberia. So I think it was a real perfect opportunity for me to be here.
We have come to see how we can all collaborate and coordinate in making sure that we have the Minister of Commerce, the Ministry of Commerce, Japan, and other sector ministries and agencies that has to do with investment, and also to making sure that we flag some of our issues, some of those bottlenecks that has to do with trade. How do we encourage them to come and invest? How do we remove those bottlenecks? We will also talk about how do we leave from aid to trade, and that has been our priority. We have been trying to see how do we work that out, because for many, many years we have always had aid, and we thought that we should divert a little bit to see how we can have more investors coming in making sure that we all have some transformation regarding trade and investment.
And I want to thank the president and the high-powered delegation he led to represent the government and people of Liberia. We have been engaging universities, for example, to ensure that we can advocate and for scholarship opportunities for Liberians to come and learn, especially in areas of technology, engineering, agriculture, and some of the things spelled out in the president's agenda. So we were able to engage several universities, and it's work in progress. We're able to meet with the Minister of Education, and we also met other agencies of the Japanese government. We have made the case with JICA to ensure that the time can be sped up because the needs are there. Our people have needs, especially our youth. We want to advocate as much as we can for all of these opportunities that will empower our youth. So yes, we are looking maybe the next 6 months to a year to start seeing some fruition, but the engagement continues.
As Commissioner General, Liberia is an official participant of the 2025 World Expo in Osaka, Japan. We have a pavilion, we have a commercial space. We've been able to do some work with the students of Japan with our special needs kids from Liberia, Sima Weiford and Gladys Kota. They are here, and we've been able to go from Nakawu City or Yahoo City in Osaka, and the expo will start with the International Women's Forum. Then on the 25th will be D-Day, which will be Liberia National Day. And that day will be characterized by different programs, different activities. We're going to be in our red, white, and blue. We want to really show the people that we are Liberians and our symbol and what we stand for. We believe in what unites us as a people, but not what divides us. So there we are going to actually be promoting economic and cultural diplomacy. And then the National Day, we have the representative of Japan and the representative of Liberia speak at the National Day. There will be a luncheon, and after that luncheon, then the evening hours, there will be a dinner at 5 p.m., and that dinner will take us through to 8:30 p.m. It will be at the Grand Prince Hotel. Now, after the dinner, the very next day will be the Business and Investment Forum, where we have invited business people from Liberia, business people from different parts of the world to come and join us so Liberia can discuss their business climate, what the future look like for us, for business. NIC, NOCAL, and all these different people will be supportive. And so it's going to be a wonderful experience. And we have commerce, and a lot of presentation, a lot of pitching on tourism, culture will all take place.